Hi guys, I'm out here again in the morning, in nature once again. Trying to make this an everyday thing now because it means a lot to me and it helps me with my mind, my well-being. I'm able to breathe in beautiful, fresh, new, earthy air every single day, and it is a blessing. So let's get into this conversation now about letting go and the importance of letting go. First of all, I really do feel like letting go is a massive act of self-respect because you're saying to yourself, I'm freeing myself from pain right now. For example, many people go through things where they're constantly thinking about maybe a negative subject, and that constant thinking is causing constant negative emotions. And when we dwell in these negative emotions for too long, it really does affect our well-being. It affects what we are giving to ourselves and what we are being able to control within ourselves. I believe that not every situation is controllable. I think that there's so much things that happen around us that we can't control, but I do believe that we can control what we are experiencing from within. And I think the importance in knowing that you can control what is happening within is the first and most important step, because that energy, that frequency really does affect the frequency that we put outwards, and it really does affect the frequency of the environment that we tend to put ourselves in. Everything we do has an effect. Everything we say has an effect. There's a reason why you say certain things. There's a reason why you feel certain things. But I think that there's so many people out there that tend to dwell in this emotion, tend to dwell in these negative frequencies when it's not especially necessary, especially because we know we have the power to take control of our minds, our thoughts, our vibrations, and everything like that. Everything starts within the mind, everything starts with self. So I do believe that if you feel, or if there's anybody out there in the world that feels like a situation's very uncontrollable and they're constantly sitting in this kind of negative state, or maybe they go through waves like, oh my, okay, cool, oh my gosh, I'm going through this wave of like, sometimes I feel down, sometimes I feel up, but also analyzing that it's a specific thought that constantly keeps coming back. It's not like new things constantly, it's more like this same thought or same experience I'm having with someone, or same like situation I'm constantly getting into that makes me feel this way. That constant thought is what is causing that pain constantly. And I think we really do have to know that it's our choice whether we want to feel that pain or not. It's completely up to us. I feel like because we feel it sometimes, naturally as humans, that negative emotion, I believe that many people feel like it's hard to get out of, especially once you've dived into it, if that makes sense, because it becomes something that's a part of your day. It can become something that's a part of what you're creating for yourself. But to come away from that, we have to think about what we can do to be able to control our mind and be able to control the way we feel about certain thought streams that come through our brains and our heads. Because we have to remember that everything that we experience and everything that we think isn't essentially always our thoughts. A lot of these thoughts that we experience and go through and hear in our minds day to day is almost other people's thoughts, because some things we hear in our minds have come from other things people around us have said, or other things people around us have expressed to us, or just things that we've seen or heard other people say on places like social media. See, there's so much subconscious things that are happening within us, and that's why it's really important to think before dwelling into these things, and ask yourself, what do you truly want out of it? Because our well-being and everything is so important. So some things, like I said, to kind of come away from this is to practice meditation, practice mindfulness. You know, when you wake up, how do you start your day? How do you set your mind? Because if your mind is controlling everything that happens within your day, and I'm telling you, every single day matters. There's not one day that we should let pass by that is just packed with like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like you don't want it to be packed with you basically not being proud of what you have created in that day. Yeah, that's what I want to say. I know there's a word for it, but it was not coming to me. But you don't want to end your day thinking, oh, I was meant to do this, I was meant to do that, I was meant to, you know, do this for myself, or to be able to get to this goal and this next step. I haven't done what I was supposed to do today. And these are subconscious things that are happening. Sometimes you might not even think, oh my gosh, I didn't get to that goal, whatnot. But at the end of the day, your body, your mind, your consciousness is eventually going to come back around and say, yo, you haven't been doing this. And I think that these negative thoughts that sometimes we can dwell on can cause those type of effects, like some things that we don't always realize is happening. Those negative thoughts can really have control. So it's really about prepping your mind, preparing your day, preparing the way you want to go into the day. And from there, everything else will flow beautifully. So yeah, I just think it's just the first step in that freedom, that sense of blissfulness and enlightenment in your day. Just be open to letting go of things that you're annoyed of or you regret doing, and it's just know that it's okay. You have control, and obviously none of us are perfect. We all come from situations, traumas, experiences that we can't change, but you can really change what happens for you in the future. You can change what you do now. You can change the direction you want to go in next, and that all starts with your mind. Everything you do, you are in control of. But sometimes, like I said, we can't control what happens externally from us. But we can control who we put around us. We can control the energy that we can project out, and we can control what happens in our environment depending on where we put ourselves in the first place, of course. Like I said, nothing can be changed from before. So this is why we go through certain things. We experience things in life, and we go through certain stages, and these stages feel like how could that potentially possibly happen, you know? But you have to understand that for you to even know that you don't want that type of thing to happen, you would have had to experience it to some degree, which is an unfortunate truth because we can't control that. But now you know that it's not the frequency you were relying on, or the thought streams that you were feeling aren't the frequency you were relying on. That's when you can take yourself out of that space and put yourself into the new. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope this helped, and I hope you enjoyed just spending time with me in nature this morning. It is a beautiful, beautiful rising. I'm very grateful for this space, as usual. And I'm very grateful for you guys staying with me through this moment. This is a beautiful space. I'm definitely going to try to do more of these videos every single morning, just to, I don't know, just give some light into the world and give some beautiful love energy out there. And these things that I'm expressing to you guys are things that I've went through, and I've kind of learned how to navigate these situations within myself. But I do believe that there's other people out there that may be going through certain things, and or even just like have went through certain things and they relate, you get me, and on that type of level. And I've had to let go before. I've had to, because I can't sacrifice my future. I can't sacrifice what I have coming forward for me just because of these negative thought streams, and almost like allowing them to affect what I'm doing. And I can't let that interfere with who I am.